Drop your weapon. You will be assimilated.
Is I can't really use my left arm right now. Or my right arm, sorry. There we go. Hey, it is what it is, friends. I'm not gonna, I mean, honestly, I can't lie. I can't hide it from you as much as I'd like to power through this one like I normally do. I can't. I've dealt with this issue my whole life. And I don't even like actually talking about it, but the thing is, it's what's actually happening in my life right now. Hi, friends. Well, welcome. Just a quick little interjection to let you know. This is just a ride along. I'm on my way down to Morgan's right now. And we have a lot of fun. I can't work, so these are the times in my life where I learn and I heal. Patience, tolerance, the flow. I can't fight it. I used to fight it years ago and try and fight through it and realize that doesn't work. It would probably be different if to the channel, to you guys, if I didn't do a video every day, but I do a video every day, and it's some strange thing that I have, that I made a pact with myself that I get some pretty special emails, friends. Let's just put it that way. So I try and come every day, no matter what's going on in my life. Sometimes I have backlog, friends, and I do have some backlog, but you know what? This is what's going down right now. And we got one boot in the mud right now, and that's just how it is. And I'm going to pull it out and get rolling again. But I forgot the boot in the mud, and I got to go back and slip my foot in the mud in the boot and pull it out of the mud. So anyway, long of the short, friends, this is actually me driving down to Morgan's just to get people up to date what's going on. So if you don't hang around, don't hang around. But there's actually some neat information here if you've ever struggled with injury that you still don't know what it is. You've tried to label it, and you just don't know what it is. Friends, maybe even Bradley, Lieutenant Bradley, you might understand this one a little bit. I can guarantee you've had someone come to you for this issue, and you will have a strong opinion on this, I would reckon. But I am here to tell you, friends, this has been a major issue in my life. A major one, like a problem. It drove me, I would say, depression. I don't play around with that word depression because depression is debilitating. But I have been in a spot with this exact thing in my life in a bad place. Bad, emotionally and spiritually. It's gotten better. It has actually gotten better, and it is still getting better, and I'm beating it, and I'm breaking it down still, and I'm getting stronger. That is how I feel. But right now, I'm going through it a little bit on this side, and I know it'll pass, but it's no fun when it's here. But anyways, enough of that. But I want you to understand that this is what's going down. So this is what's happening. This is what's today's video. But this is the next day. I'm going down to Morgan's. I'll share some of that with you. We have fun. Me and Morgan always have fun. But I want you to come along with me on this drive because I'm just going along. I do some edits because I kind of fade out and listen to that. I'm just driving. Go along on this drive. We go through the drive-through at Tim Hortons and have a great little interaction with a native gal there. And we talk about old times. Remember Buffy and on the video and that from the tree cutting? So, but we head down to Morgan. And depending on how much rambling I do, we'll show you some muffler building too. But this is what's up today. I love you people. Amongst all this stuff, I am grateful, happy, I'm at peace. But this is where I learn more about myself and about my body and about the incredible power and intelligence of our system, of our body. Friends, you know me that have been here. I have taken horrible beatings along. I'll be 54 in April, and We've all been beat up. Let's be honest, we've all been beat up. Well, I've been beat up, and I've never had an operation. Friends, I want to be clear on the operation thing, because folks know I did have my leg put back together, and I cut my finger off one time, and I'm talking repair, like, a ligament, or like, oh, I'm going to get my knee done, or my shoulder, I'm going to get. Never. I've had bones that have been snapped in half, obviously put back together, but I'm talking injuries that maybe have plagued you. So I don't talk about this stuff very often on the channel. We all have our hill of rocks. We've all got our own hill of rocks, friends, in life, and our own nagging injuries. Friends, this has been with me since day one of my life, and I'll tell you why in the video. You will hear why it's been with me. Some of you may already know why it's. We all have our weaknesses. I'm talking about our bodies. We all have a weakness, whether it's our leg, our knee, our shoulders, our elbows, our ribs, something. We all have something. Could have been from when we were born. For me, it most definitely was. And you'll find out in the video why that is. I believe. Freaking body's amazing, friends. I'm talking amazing. Ligament, nerve, you know what I mean? Rebuilding and repairing. Telling you. I'm not just, it's not from reading. It's from living it. And living with certain injuries for years and years and years. So it's actually experience. That's all it is. My experience. I hope it can help. But let's get back at this. A little bit more of this rambling, and we're back into the truck. I was scheduled for one years ago, and I was very close to going in for a shoulder operation, but I did not. So this story I tell you about right now, I talk a little bit about the last time this really happened to me horribly. My wife had to drive me to the hospital at 2 a.m. when I woke up. And that led me towards the ultrasounds and really digging a little deeper, because I was at a loss, a complete loss, because I hadn't done anything. You know what I mean? Like accumulative, yes. But for it to go, like, back in the day, it used to go back, and I was like, what have I done? What is, but there's some interesting information here, so I hope maybe it shines some light on your situation. If not, we're going for a cruise. Let's go. Back to the Jeep.
So, because the last thing I like is complaining. And if you folks know, and you've been here, you know that's not my gig. But you also know that I put a video up every day. So today, I'm living, it is torrential. It's been torrential. I'm not going to say that's got something to do with my shoulder, but it might. I don't know really. I used to try and blame it on the weather. I just think it's healing. That's all. We're going after some more. The body's getting rid of some more crystal. The body makes crystals, friends. Calcium deposits, crystals, kidney stones. Are you hearing me, friends, about this? This is my thoughts, okay? Friends, I have escaped so many freaking, opportunities to have operations, and I've just, the body has taken care of it. I've woken up. So friends, a little background. Let's talk about it. We're driving down the road. Let's just talk about it. I've had chronic shoulder problems my whole life. It started, well, I've had it ever since I can remember. But I really started to notice it about 17, 18 years old.
Friends, me again. Listen, now that we're talking about this, I was just going to be in the Jeep, but I want to add in a couple things here. Friends, I was not a schoolboy, as you know. These will be short, these little interjections when I think about them, but they're coming at you because this is important stuff. And the world is a big place. Friends, I was an athlete. a natural athlete. I was the guy, the PE teacher said, hey, Buckin, he was trying to explain something and he'd say, hey, Buckin. He'd say, hey, BR, can you show the class what I'm talking about? Right? Because I was just that guy. I was physical, like strong, built, put together. You know what I mean? I was that guy. I was a natural athlete. But one thing, and I know I've shared this before, friends, I could not do the flexed arm hang in school. We did it was called something of excellence. I talked about this a little while ago, actually, about my shoulders. This may ring a bell with some folks on the channel. You would have to do all kinds of different things and you would get badges, silver, bronze, gold, and excellence, award of excellence. And the only thing that kept me from getting the award of excellence was the flexed arm hang. And it drove me nuts as a young man in elementary school. I'm talking kindergarten, grade 1, 2, 3, to grade 7. Okay? I did it in grade 8. I finally did it. There's a call coming in. I finally did it in grade 8, friends. And I did it right there. I can see the school I did it in, right across my field. And friends, the people that grew up with me in all the previous years in elementary school, all my friends, it was almost like a major celebration. Calvier Budio, my buddy, the Bensons, they were like, Buck, you did it. Because they knew that was a real problem for me. My weak point has been my shoulders. Even laying on the floor with laying on your side with your shoulder, it was just, so in grade 8, I got it, friends. I wasn't not getting it. I was not getting it. Somebody said my back, all the muscles in my back were like quivering. It wasn't my shoulders doing the work. I did it and I got it. Craziness. But anyways, I just want to kind of paint this picture. These things have been a problem.
It debilitated me once. I lived in Nanaimo at the time. I was just about to graduate. And my shoulder went off on me. And at the time I was playing indoor soccer. And I had all these excuses that I could blame it on, like smashing down on the gym floor, over and over and over, and all those years of soccer. And I think we look for solutions as human beings. You want to know why? Well, I don't know. But I will tell you this, friends, seriously, check this out. When I was born, I was 11 pounds, 3 ounces. When I was born, 11.3. And I was actually 2 weeks early. I was in labor with my mom for 3 days. Finally, they just reached in. They grabbed me by the shoulders. They dislocated my shoulders, pulled me out, and popped my shoulders back into place. And then stuck me in the incubator for 2 weeks. Now that was a sight. An Eskimo baby in the incubator. Usually incubators are for preemies, premature. Well, I was 2 weeks early and 11 pounds, 3 ounces. My mom had what they call, I'm not sure, something to do with their thyroid, preeclampsia or I don't know.
Maybe gestational diabetes, something like that. You know what I mean? Too much, something. I don't know. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
I don't know what it's called. But I have dealt with shoulder problems, debilitating, almost taking me into depression. Well, it did take me into depression, mild depression, years ago. I had a shot in cortisone in this left one, and friends, it's in both shoulders. So the only relief I did get one time was from a chiropractor. Physio never helped me. They couldn't figure it out. So then a couple years back, I woke up again with another bout of it, out of the blue, by the way, out of the blue. I woke up in the most agonizing, excruciating pain. Shoulder pain is a weird one, friends. It's hard to explain. Anybody here ever had frozen shoulder? it's hard to even put into words. It's so debilitating. This must be a school zone, I think. So, hence, I've had shoulder problems through the years. My last bout with it was a couple years back, and what actually happened is I woke up, like I said, I couldn't move my arm. The pain was, I just, it's horrible. It is some of the worst pain I've ever dealt with in my life, and I've dealt with physical pain. Lots. So here I am. My wife's looking at me, and I'm like, honey, I don't even know. I don't know what to do. I went to the doctor, the emergency that night. So all these problems through the years led me to ultrasound. So I got an ultrasound on it. And what they found, because they used to just call it bursitis or tendonitis or rotator cuff this or that. And I was like, well, I didn't injure myself. I didn't injure myself. I'm confused. It's just here. It's just... So it was brutal. So after the ultrasound, friends, they came to me and said, you've got calcium deposits in your shoulder, quite a bit of them in both, and it's not really pretty. And I started doing research on the internet.
No, I'm gonna die.
And wondering what could I do? You know, what happens? And my research brought me to a site that talked strictly about shoulders, and it had a bunch of testimonies with people with the same thing, and it talked about the body. This all relates back to the kidney stones and how the body makes crystals. We make crystals, friends. Our body makes stones. It's proven. Kidney stones. There you go. Bang. Okay? So, I've never had a operation. Well, my research brought me to this website that said, okay, so these crystals, when they break down, so when the body breaks one down, decides to like shift it, break it down, it is absolutely, like I talked about, friends, devastatingly, excruciating, sharp, stupid pain. Stupid pain. But here's the thing. It goes away fairly quickly. The pain I'm talking about. And that's exactly what happened to me that last time that happened. I was like, friends, I'm going to tell you, I was on the border of depression back when I was a younger man. Here I was, a young man, strong, and I had these shoulder problems. And friends, I'm telling you right now, I'm in tune with my body, okay? I am. And here was a guy. This stuff was bouncing back from shoulder to shoulder, friends. I'm not kidding. I'm not maximizing this story. It's not what I do. I don't get off on that kind of thing. That's not who I am. Okay? It was bouncing from shoulder to shoulder. Okay, it was. Could I have a medium Americano, please, with a half a cream? And a sleeve, please. Oh, you're awesome. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean, friends? So I can't explain it, but it goes off once in a while. It happens. And I have to let it ride. There's nothing I can do. There's no, sure, you can, I do ice it sometimes, friends. I do. I'll throw the ice at it just because it kind of makes sense to. I just have one of these. Thank you. So, yeah. So I'm in that right now. I'm in it. Is that thing working? No?
18.
Oh, good. There's 18 left? Okay, thanks. No problem. Is Lisa Mitchell your mom? Do you know Lisa Mitchell? I went to school with her. Yeah, and the Seymours and Danny and Pete Seymour and all the boys. Mackie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
All my relations.
yeah, you're from Cleet Bay. Nice, yeah. Yeah, I love it down there. I used to hang out down there when I was a young man.
You did?
Yeah, playing soccer down there with the boys and grew up with Herb and Harv.
Nice.
Is Harvey still okay? You doing okay? Good. Say hi to him from Buck and Billy Ray. BR. BR Smith.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Yeah, Lisa was a hoot. Lisa was funny, man. She's always smiling.
Still is.
I know, I love her. And then I met, last time I was down there, I met, we were cutting trees down there for one of the fellas just as you come into Cleet Bay on the left. You know where Seymours live?
Yeah.
Right before that fella. He's built a house there and that. And there was Buffy. Do you know Buffy? Yeah, I love her. I met Buffy and I forget the other one's name, but we had a blast that day. It was fun.
Keep that going.
Yeah, absolutely we do. Yeah, I got a YouTube channel, so every time I get down there and cut trees, I'm always getting you guys on there with me. Buck and Billy Ray. Say hi. So, this is run by the natives, friends. This is the native First Nations Tim Hortons. And I grew up with all my Indian buddies down this way. First Nations. Native. And just beautiful people. And I married a First Nations lady. Wendy. My dear wife. My rock. My reason. She is my reason, friends. Wendy is the reason I fight.
Hello, Morgan.
Hello, Mr. Billy.
How are you today, sir?
I'm doing fine. Just fine.
So all I've seen of this particular muffler here, and you know what's very interesting about this, friends? Is the throw on this. Like the throw is big, and I mean the header pipe that comes out of the, like it's bigger. Morgan's just taking this off because we're designing a pipe, friends. Can you believe that? We're designing a pipe for a power saw pipe. So this pipe with the Thunderdome. So this next muffler we're designing, friends, will probably be a one-off unless we find some crazy way to do it. So to be honest with you, Morgan, how I see this is build that exact muffler right there, except instead of having these ports, Morgan, it's closed.
Yeah.
And it just rolls up and over and goes around and down. So it's kind of, what were we calling it, Morgan? Well, we've been using the terminology bullhorn, which I don't know why. But
It's definitely got that sci-fi, psycho, killer robot look to it.
Drop your weapon. You will be assimilated.
Definitely think it's got the flow happening though, man. For sure. I'm not going to go crazy cleaning this up until you try it out.
It wouldn't be if it dumps out the bottom, so it would be a ram horn derivative.
yeah, a ram horn derivative, because as we all know, Okay, so look at this man's work, friends. I mean, come on. You want to know what I know? Hands down to be the truth. I've seen it happen and I've felt it in my own hands, and I've seen it happen at saw events, and I've seen it happen in saw shops for the last 25, 30 years. You can have two power saws, exactly the same, ported by the same man, decked, polished, ported, all those just crazy saws. Two of them side by side, identical. And you can have two separate mufflers, one that we know works, and the other one will produce 10 horse, the other one will produce 8. Only because of the muffler. Yes, look at him. Look what he did, because this comes out, right, friends? The 72 comes out on an angle, right? You see, he even incorporated some. This is Morgan. You know what? I think you need to stay with this size of header coming out.
Oh yeah.
Okay, friends. So my idea here. I'm glad you took that off, Morgan. That is absolutely beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
Come on.
Well, it's even more beautiful now that it's glued up.
Well, but it works like crazy, Morgan.
It's a screamer.
This is a screamer, and I'm gonna go as far as to say that this actually does something.
I think it does.
No, it does, because your other one, it's in this video coming up today. It didn't work that well, and I'm gonna say it in the video.
Right.
That it actually didn't work as good. It's the truth.
I want to build another one of these for 66 with this
Yeah.
and this header pipe, this big fat header pipe.
This is the win.
Yeah.
I think this is the win. I do. Especially because you need volume, right?
Yeah.
You do need volume to match the cylinder.
Yeah.
There is a formula there, and I don't claim to know it, but what I have noticed, the ram horn on the 72, the big bore, has a pretty good size throw.
Yeah.
It does. It has a pretty good size throw. But this is neat because this tapers and gets bigger here. So we got volume here, volume here. I'll bet you that pipe works. Did you video yourself cutting that firewood?
No, I did not.
So here's my thoughts on this, friends, on this particular design. That's gorgeous. So the exhaust comes up, and the reason this works, and I can guarantee it, Morgan, better than the other, is because of the size of this.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Because if this is too small, where it has a problem, once it gets in here, is it fights itself, I think.
Yeah.
It kicks back and doesn't let that other charge out.
Piece.
I see that.
And guess who's going to get to own this?
Probably you. I don't know.
I think Buck and Billy Ray's.
Oh,
gonna be
really?
on it, yes, because I don't have a saw to put it on, unless he wants to give me that saw that's on the floor.
No. It's pretty nice, friends. eh?
Anyway.
So I get to run that. So we're gonna.
That's yours.
Well, thank you, Morgan. What a guy. So, but you know what'll be interesting is actually Morgan, because it's 2 bolts. That's the beautiful thing about these mufflers, and this is why I like this system, because Morgan, I take that. I just put the UFOs on my. Did you see that video yesterday?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I watched it.
That's all it works.
Yeah.
So that muffler works really good. But it will be interesting to see what that sucker does on that saw. Wouldn't that be neat?
It would be. Yeah.
So we're gonna take that home and do that, friend. So friends, remember when you were a little kid and your parents, check this out. I did that in a little video the other day. It was funny. Anyhow, interesting. Remember when you were a kid and your parents said to you, and if they didn't, then they didn't. Honesty will set you free. Do you remember that? Be honest on all occasions, no matter the consequences. Be honest. Please don't lie to me. Just be honest. And why didn't we? Right? Why didn't we? I'm talking about through the past. Maybe we are now. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. If you aren't, I speak of freedom on this channel as a human being. And I'm not talking about living in a free country or any of that. I'm talking about as an individual, a spirit, a soul, a human on the planet, being free with your peers, free and invincible to attack, verbal, whatever. So freedom for me comes in honesty, if that makes sense. If you're wondering, if you hear me talk about it and you go, what does he mean? What is he talking about, freedom? This is freedom. That I'm not feeling great right now. I'm not. Physically, I'm not. So the mental and the spiritual pieces have to pick it up. Come on, physical. Come on. We got to pick you up. I see it very simple. I see it as 3 pieces, body, mind, and spirit. And if the body suffers, the mind and the spirit's got to be stronger. It's just how it is. That's how I understand it. And I can live in conviction with that belief. So right now, I'm physically down, but I still have a job to do. And that's come to this platform, YouTube, and see my friends. So that's what I done today, and that's what this video was. And for those of you who know me and know my heart, I love you. And thank you again for coming here. Remember, we are always creating a kind of a preview of what we're doing, what we're thinking, and what we're doing is creating a preview. It's a little bit of a, for what's coming back around. That's what I believe. So now that I've rambled on and brought this thing down to an end at about a half-an-hour video, I'm happy with it. But again, it'd be nice to be out working. So be honest, be free, work hard, and be kind. The kindness part comes when the freedom comes. Way more. It intensifies, actually. Because all of a sudden you realize you don't need nothing and that you've been looked after and you will continue to be looked after because you're still here. Why would things change? You see, that's why I always say, feel, don't think. Because we can always think ourselves into a horrible place. But if we truly feel it, we know we're going to be okay. We always are. I love you. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.